Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back.
Yes, the Conscious Spirit Podcast. We're
Yes.
we're here again.
Yes, we are.
Oh boy, a little subdued today, or at least I am. She's sitting over there in kind of her smuggy thing, but and we'll tell you why.
I don't feel smug, but
Okay, that's the
y'all let
way
us know in the comments if I'm giving off that era of being smug.
of being right. How's that? Of being right, of knowing and just waiting for me to come along and get on board. Yes. So,
There is a little bit of that.
yes. So, we have a podcast for you today.
We do.
So, so we do these, it's a five session meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the traditional Chinese medicine, the five elements.
Mm-hmm.
And this came to us years ago when we had a space, we were doing in-person meditations. And what are you laughing
Well,
at?
I'm laughing at the memory of the first time we did all
Oh,
the
yes,
same
yes,
day.
we'll have to mention that. Yes. So though I am not a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner,
Mhm.
Mari-Lyn does a form of Qigong. It started Qigong and she does her own thing to it. That's kind of like what you've been doing now on Saturdays, right? Putting out a video. There's some of that in there, but
A
it's not,
little bit.
but you can't
Yeah.
call it Qigong because it isn't.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
And some of what I've gained from Qigong will be more incorporated on Saturdays as I, can get over myself and just allow.
But it's very nice. Wake up with Mary. What is the
Waking up your day with intention.
That's it. Yes. Anyway, so we were sort of looking at the time years ago, we were looking into this traditional Chinese medicine and the five elements. And all of a sudden, which is what happens with me, is all of a sudden this new team, this spiritual team comes in, and it was the masters of those five elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So what came from that was to do a meditation per element and then leave like 3 to 4 weeks and do another one. So
Mm-hmm.
and each one, you can all look these up if you want. It's pretty fabulous. But each element relates to, gosh, everything. The way we use them, it does a lot more than the way we use them. But each one relates to different organs of the body and the way we hold organs in the body, or emotion in the body, the way we hold those memories, and then sort of the yin and the yang emotions. So the positive emotion and the kind of the negative, or the high vibrational and the low vibrational.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the extent that I use them or we use them, but there's a lot more. Anyway, so always spirit knows when we're coming up on the next element, and we are headed to the metal element now. I've started this series with my advanced students. So we're headed into metal, and always the week before metal, or whichever element it is, you start sort of, your shit starts coming up basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the part of it with metal is sorrow, being sad, depression, not thinking a lot of yourself, the it's about turning inward and really going into the depths of your soul and pulling out what needs to come out. That's metal.
Yeah.
And let's just say I've had my ass kicked. So,
Yeah.
and I really have. And it's last week on Friday, I guess it was, I told Mari-Lyn that I think I'm ready to retire from TCS. I don't think there's any more for me. There's no more for me to do. It hasn't become what I want it to be. It's not happening. I need to just pack it up and go. So that's where I went. Now, Mari-Lyn has been with me during these times. It's not the first time this has happened. We all go through those ups and downs, and we all get to that place where we just feel like a piece of shit and worthless, useless. No one cares. I might as well go eat worms. That whole thing. So that's where I went. And I needed to be in that. We all need to be in that once in a while. Do you want to talk about that?
Every once in a while, we do. We all need to come. I was going to say full circle, but it really isn't a full circle.
No,
because it's like a spiral.
Yes.
And it keeps going. And I don't mean spiral necessarily in the sense of that we always spiral down until we're like, peace out.
Right. Dirt nap.
But energetically, it does spiral because it keeps going.
Yes.
Which way we decide to let it go is, ultimately up to us. But
yes,
in different areas of our lives, sometimes it's a relationship, sometimes it's a job, sometimes it's a hobby, sometimes it's a way of thinking, where we get to that point of, is this working? Is this what I want? Is this productive? Am I productive? Is this in my highest good? And sometimes it's a shit show.
And this was a shit show. It checked off every box of sort of pity party without, for me, not quite going to the pity party. However, Mari-Lyn saw it as a pity party, right? So that's
looking at it. That's exactly what it felt like. And I have been in that place also, where you looking at me, you're like, sister, when are you going to get out of your pity party? And I'm like, I am not in a pity party. I am really looking deep. I am pulling that shit out, and I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to decide what's right in this situation. Where do I fit?
Yes.
What's the right avenue for me? What's in my highest good? And what's in the highest good of those around me?
Yes.
Because sometimes what we think in our ego is best, that doesn't really account for the entire situation.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot involved.
There's a lot involved. And it's going down into that wounding that needs to be healed. So I'm in a way wallowing around in this sort of self-pity. I'm not good enough. I don't even know why I'm here. What the hell am I doing anyway? And it's an awful, awful place to be.
It is awful.
It's very, very rough. So that's what I've been going through all weekend. We had one of our beautiful students was actually came to visit us. She lives back in the South, and she was here on business, and we got to have dinner with her. It was so wonderful to meet her. And we took her to this place. It's a fabulous place. and it's like its own destination. It has restaurants there, and it's a hotel, and it has, not that we partake, but there's a brewery and a winery, and it's in a golf course, and they have live music, and it's a really fun place, and it's also haunted. So we
and
thought
the energy sucks ass.
the energy sucks ass. And that was the start of me being like, it had already started. I went there and it took me down. And so her name is Savannah. I can say that. She took a picture. The three of us took a picture, and she sent the picture. And I took one look at myself and I was like, oh my God. First of all, we kind of laughed because Mari-Lyn was like, you're drunk. You look drunk. I hadn't had
now
anything.
I didn't. I'm going to qualify that.
Yes, we should qualify that.
Because I'm looking at the picture. I thought it was an amazing picture.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I don't even remember what you said, something about you. And I said, well, you were drunk. Now, what I meant by that was energetically, Pam had taken on, I don't know if you had really taken it on, but you had felt the energy of a drunk person.
Yeah, he was an earthy. He was drunk and following me around.
And
yeah,
that was my reference. It's like, well, you were drunk energetically.
Yeah.
So she had not been drinking, was not that.
But I looked like it. I was puffy. I was pale. It was hot, so I was kind of sweaty. It was
hot.
It was the most horrendous picture of me. And I was already sort of going there. And I think really Spirit went, okay, we really need to take her down. We need to push her down a couple flights of stairs, because she needs to get in there and heal this bullshit of not thinking she's good enough. And that picture did it. Boy, it sent me dirt nap time. Like it was, Button Farm. I went down hard. But
yeah, that term dirt nap just makes me think of just falling.
Yes. Flunk.
Face first, down in the dirt, and then just laying there.
And being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And being comfortable with it.
And I'm just going to lay here in the dirt, in the hot.
Because this is all that there is. This is all that I'm worth.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a rough one. It's been a rough one. I'm not through it yet. So we decided obviously to talk about that today, because we've all been there. We've all gone to that place. I, myself, students, clients, etc., want to jump out of it. Just like, no, I'm not going there. La, 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 la. There is that piece, because you're like, but that's not what we do here at TCS. No, you let it, you get in there and you swim around in your own filth again, with me and my filth.
Yeah.
Because that's the best thing for it. You want to heal this shit, and I do. I want to heal it. Mm-hmm. And of course, I say something to Mari-Lyn, to Savannah, to you all know Sarah, Lori, and whoever else, Nan, whatever, and that I'm thinking about retiring, and they're like, "You can't retire. What are you talking about?" So that total opposite reaction of, because they see something different than at the moment I see. Mm-hmm. And that's hard to hear too. Mm-hmm. It's been rough. It's been rough. And it's all been around just that sort of, no self-worth. Like it just plummeted. So, mm-hmm. So that's what we want to talk about, I guess. Yes.
And, how many times in a person's life do we go through that cycle?
Yes.
Of our value and our worth. And it starts young.
Yes.
It starts really, really young.
Yes.
I just had this memory of, I think this was just last night. I was on social media, and it was probably Instagram. And there's this toddler still in diapers trying to put a sock on. And he couldn't get the sock on. And he threw the sock. He stood up, ran in circles, got on his head. And he's just like so had it with
yes,
same thing.
yes,
Not being able to put that sock on.
Yep.
Sent him over the edge. Well, there's a cycle right there of I'm not worth a damn.
Yeah. And here I am 2 years old because I can't put this sock on because I'm not coordinated enough. Yeah. Wow.
And as we maneuver through life, it happens over and over and over again.
Yes.
At what point do we get to allow ourselves acceptance that, number one, we are amazing, and number two, we're human and we have limitations?
Yes.
But number one, we are amazing.
Sure. Human. I'm human, that's for sure. Yes.
And as humans, man, we're hard on ourselves. We're hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And in that, we're hard on other people.
Yes.
We forget that we all can't be amazing at the same time. Not sure where I was headed with that, but
well, when your life feels so, I'm going to say desperate, there's a desperation feeling there. You see everyone is better than you, or they have it all together.
Yeah.
They do this better than you. They do that better than you. Oh, they have all this going for them. They have, like, you do. For me, I don't see other people's, like, Pam, you know damn well they're human and they're not perfect.
Exactly.
But in those moments, everyone else is perfect but you.
Yep.
And you're just like this big, I don't know. Big
and this goes just a step further than that. Judging your everyday life to other people's highlight reels.
Yes.
What you're talking about goes a step further than that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're just convinced of it.
Yeah.
There is no.
And unfortunately, there's no convincing you otherwise.
No, because it's really not about, like my students and whatever, and they were just like, telling me how good I am, all the blah, 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 right? I'm not going to go into all of that. And I hear you, but it doesn't ring true at the moment because I'm too low to hear that. So it's really working through that. And that I am grateful for. And and I've tried to stay grateful this whole time. Even though I was down in it, I'm not as low as I was.
No, you're not.
I'm not. But even at that really low time, I was trying to be grateful for being there, because you have to go there once in a while. You just have to remind yourself that you're human, you're wounded, it's time to heal. And fear is a fucking liar.
It is.
And it's all fear. Anything that's not in love is in fear, right?
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Fear is a fucking liar. And I was lying to myself. The fear was coming up and lying to me, saying I was a piece of shit. I'm not good at my job. I need to just pack it up and go. TCS would be better without me. Yes, this is how far I went.
Yep.
My husband is a business owner. They're looking for a new receptionist right now. And so I even talked to him. Said, well, because we've been married for 30 years, right? And he's had the business for 35. So our whole married life,
Yeah.
I've been sort of in and out of the office because it's our business, right? So I know it. It would be easy to hire me. There's a lot less training he would have to do and all
I'm
that.
sorry. Do you know what I thought you were going to say?
Huh.
It was easy. It would be easy for me to hide there.
Oh, well, that too. That too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang.
And it's just a part-time thing that he needs someone.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was smart. He knows me. He knows his wife very well. And he says, why don't we take the weekend to think about it? And we'll just revisit it later. And so, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Well, and then I remembered the thing that pulled me out of that piece of it was
Mhm.
being a grandma.
Mhm.
As grandma, right now, my life is so flexible that if my daughter-in-law texts me SOS, she's like 10 minutes away. I can get over there to help because she has a toddler and a newborn. There's SOS moments in that. I totally remember them. And like last week, I went over there, I think three times during the week. If I were at the office, that'd be a whole chunk of time that I would not be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I went, okay.
Right. SOS. Oh, can you wait 5 hours?
Right, exactly. Yes. No, you can't. She could wait an hour for me to be done with a session, right? But no.
Yeah.
Not 5. That's not gonna, the SOS would way be done by then. They'd all be in tears at that point. So
Texas.
So I do encourage everyone to, I want to stop first.
Yeah.
Is your microphone up close to you? You feel far away.
Oh, I've been moving around.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
We'll remember to edit that out. We may not get it edited out. So there it is. If we don't, we don't. It happens. I'm a loud talker and Mari-Lyn is a quiet talker. So, yeah. Anyway. So this is something that we all go through. And I know exactly what to say to my clients, my students, whoever, when they're going through this. It's much harder when it's yourself to even hear it.
And to even convince yourself to allow yourself to hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here I is
Mm-hmm.
in this bad place.
And it's very difficult to be in my position on the other end of that. You've been on the other end of that with me before.
Right.
Many times.
Yep.
I don't know if it's ever been about leaving TCS, but in different areas of my life, absolutely different scenarios. It's a difficult place to know, who do I need to be for this person right now? What type of support do I need to give them? Do I need to be the tough love?
Right.
That says only you and spirit have that answer.
That was the wrong answer to give me this time. She did say that to me.
I did.
I
did.
And I was like, I can't remember exactly what I said, but you are not being supportive right now. And really, she was doing something. She was in the middle of something. And so she was to respond something instead of making me wait until she was all done with that. And it just turned out, I could not hear that. Which, yes, that's true. But I needed something more like, I'm sorry, you're going to get through this. And when I have time, I want to talk to you about it. Now's not a good, whatever, blah, 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 that mushy stuff. That supportive best friend thing. And
it didn't come out that way.
No.
And sometimes, you struggle. Okay, who do I need to be? Maybe I don't say anything. That just felt worse than saying the wrong thing. It really, really did.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yes. So I guess part of why I wanted to talk about this today is, first of all, just I know you all show up because we're really honest about who we are in our life and the struggles we go through. And that is always helpful when other people, I like it too, when I can hear someone else, they've gone through a struggle and they've pulled themselves through it. That's very inspiring to me. And so I know we've heard from many of you, you like that. And so I'm trying to be raw and honest. I don't necessarily like it, but I'm being that way.
So you have gotten so much better at being vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't like being vulnerable
with our audience.
Yeah.
There was a time where you could be vulnerable and you'd leave your body.
Yes.
You'd check out. You do not feel checked out to me.
No.
Today at all.
Woo-hoo! Talk about healing.
Yeah.
Done
so
lots
the ability to be vulnerable and stay with it and continue to be vulnerable. Kudos to you. That's
thank you.
Wonderful to be able to stay in it and engage with people, because it will help your healing and it's going to help someone else.
There are many, like the sort of being out of your body is there's a whatever to that. There's many different stages of it, or it looks different. Whatever that verbiage I'm trying to come up with and I can't. It's like on a scale. There's a different levels of it, all the way from just being human and being ungrounded to severe PTSD and dissociative disorder, right?
Right.
And really those are
absolutely everything in between. Yeah.
And so
honestly, that saying, having one foot out the door.
Yes.
Literally within your own body, you can have one foot out, one foot
absolutely in. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it's very common for humans, when you don't like something, you jump out. We all know, I've talked about my dissociative disorder that I had. So I don't even want to call it a disorder, because disorder makes it sound like it can never be healed. And I am here to tell you it can be. It can be. There is a reason you do it. You heal that post-traumatic stress, and the reason you jump out.
Yes.
And I'm an example. Look at me now. I should be, and maybe just 5 years ago, maybe not even that long, I may have been out. And not now I stopped. There are levels to dissociation too. There's dissociation when you don't remember a damn thing. You're out, you're gone. You look like you're involved, engaged, whatever you've figured out, but you're not there, you're out. That hasn't been for a really long time. However, smaller portions of that, like just pop it out. But that's been a while too.
I think full on dissociated, I think I've only seen you there once.
I remember it.
I think only once.
Yes.
But yeah, you don't pop out near like you used to. No. In fact, I don't know. Do you pop out any more often than I do?
No, I think it's the regular. Now, I honestly believe it's the normal, typical human experience of just being ungrounded. You just kind of pop out. You get triggered. Well, you don't even have to be triggered to get ungrounded.
No.
But you get triggered, and we want to get away from that pain. We want to get away from the memory, from whatever that is. And so energetically, we just kind of go, whoop.
Would you consider being overwhelmed a trigger?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And typically, I think the overwhelmed is not all real. There's,
Oh,
you know what I'm like,
I'm
um,
not, I think I know what you mean, but can you say more? Because
I'm trying, yeah. Go ahead. Did you have something?
well, because overwhelm, I have come to realize that overwhelm hits me a
Yes,
lot more than I realized. I used to think I was lazy.
right.
Well, I have come to learn that the majority of that, I won't say all of it, the majority of that, though, it's overwhelm.
Yes.
And
And
I can't.
something out of your body compounds the overwhelming piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And so things are going on. I can't get to the whatever it is. I'll just get it. Things are going on. There's all these things that I have to do. I can't get to them all. I'm starting to panic. I'm starting to get anxious and whoop, pop out. And then it just, you go lay on the sofa and decide that's where the late, and you don't do any of it.
Yeah.
That just compounded the problem. Those things still have to be, but if you're in your body and you're saying, okay, I'm just going to prioritize this. I have these 4 things to do. What's the most important? What's next? What's next? What's next? And just do them one step at a time. We can only do one at a time anyway. It just feels like they all have to be done right this second.
Right now. Right.
Or maybe what we're doing isn't the most important thing and we want to be doing it, right? That happens too. Then you feel overwhelmed.
Right.
But staying in your body and getting yourself grounded and getting visibility, my new favorite word, I get
Love
to use
that.
it, getting visibility on what's really going on.
Yeah.
And maybe it's, some of these things aren't even my problem. So I'm going to give it back to whoever it is that belongs to this issue.
Right. It's just a situation.
Yeah.
Not your problem.
Yes. And that's where that visibility came in not long ago. We were doing something and I was going to say clarity, but the word that came out was visibility.
Yeah.
And we were both like, oh, ooh, that's
that's
good.
brilliant. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you do need visibility. You need that overview sometimes. So you're not right in it. You're grounded. Now, being grounded means that all your pieces are connected, right? So your energetic body, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body is all together and calm. That's a grounded state. You need to be there. From there, you can get that visibility. From there, you can sort of, from the rooftop, kind of look down and say, okay, that's what visibility is. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to stand in that bird's nest up in that tree, and I'm going to look down and really see the situation for what it is. What is overwhelming me here? What is really going on? Because there should be no reason that I'm overwhelmed by this, if that makes sense. So that visibility can be very important. And yes, I'm talking to myself.
The Spirit has an amazing way of doing that, bringing messaging for us to give other people. And it's really for us. I don't know how many times I've been in the middle of talking to someone and I have to stop and say, damn. Yeah, this is for me too.
Yeah. All the time. That happens to me all the time.
Constant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're never healed. And this is proof.
Yes.
We're always going through these cycles.
And we don't always get what we want, but we get what we need.
Yes.
We really do. So right now, even them sort of giving me visibility on what I've been going through, now I feel a little sheepish that piece comes, the sheepish, embarrassment, whatever, like, oh my God, why was I freaking out? Well, I was freaking out because I'm human and I have trauma in this area.
Yes.
I have some wounding here that I have not yet healed.
And if it was just as easy as, oh, okay, I need to do this, and okay, it's done, and now I'm healed and I can march through it.
Yeah.
The world would be, I don't know, utopia.
Yes.
That's not reality. The reality is we're human, and we have to live through the low vibration and the high vibration. And sometimes we just don't see what we need to see.
True that.
Can't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
Where's the forest? There's too many trees. I can't see it.
You're standing in it, dumbass.
Oh, crap. All these trees are the forest? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it would look different.
Yes.
I didn't think it would look like all these trees that just got burnt to a crisp.
Yes. And being in gratitude, for what I do have. I had a big picture in my mind. I always have. I've always been that person that dreams big. I am a big dreamer. And when I sort of get that visibility on it, I have absolutely everything I've asked for. Everything. It just doesn't look the way I had it in my head to look. That happens a lot. We talk to people about that all the time. It's like, you're going to get what you need. It's not going to look like what you
It's not going to look the same.
No. And I do. I have all the pieces.
I want to add to that, though. When it doesn't look the way we think, it doesn't feel the way we want it to either.
Yes. Perfect.
That's an important piece, that feeling piece, because we put conditions on that picture.
Yes.
That picture is the only thing that's going to fulfill me.
Right.
And if that's not what it is, then I'm depleted.
Yes. I'm worthless. I'm not doing this right. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not as good as people tell me I am.
Right.
All of that.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes that result that fills us up is none of our business. That blind faith, if you will, that blind belief that what we're doing, even though we can't see it, we can't feel it, is impactful.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
y'all just watched me get visibility on that. That's not clarity necessarily. Clarity will come.
Clarity is so much deeper.
Yes. Yes. That's really the ahas and the, ooh, oh shit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
This is I'm just got that bird's eye view, and I'm getting visibility on everything without the feeling. Visibility doesn't have the feeling. I think clarity has the feeling. Maybe.
Ooh. Clarity is very feely.
Yeah, because when it hits you, it's like boom. It's like, okay, that landed.
And it's like
that landed.
That's body, all your senses. When clarity comes, you're right. Visibility is more of just understanding.
Visual. There's a reason they say it's a
Yeah. We always say what someone else thinks of you is none of your business.
Correct.
We've heard that before. We've said that before. That's really true in so many areas of life.
However, we were not raised that way because we're human. We
We
were raised on absolutely believing everything everyone told you. Every adult in the room, every friend you had,
yes.
every like it's really so contradictory.
And that our worth and our value comes from all of those outside people and those outside
Yes.
experiences and situations.
Yes.
And it's just not true.
No.
It's not true at all. Our self-worth, our value is 100% from the get-go.
You know what just visibility I got right now?
What's that?
Son of a bitch. You know this, but we didn't. So on that really big thing hit on Friday, right? And well, actually, we saw Savannah on Thursday,
Yeah.
and then Friday, blah, blah, blah. And then Saturday, I told Mari-Lyn I need to just, my husband and I, we're going to go out. We go, there's this, it's called the Fruit Loop. We have this town, it's about an hour out of Portland, and it's amazing. It's all orchards. And they've built the town around it, and they have all these little fruit stands and different things, and there's wineries up there and all these great things. Anyway, so we go up there. There's a restaurant that has the best Mexican food ever up there. So we always have to stop there. And in the summertime, we sit outside. So it was nice. Anyway, so I had told Mari-Lyn, I just don't want to think about this for a while. I think this is going to be great. We just go out and I don't have to walk. I don't have to do anything. Well, what I did was eat more sugar than I ate all in one day, not even a day, a few hours, what I would eat maybe in a month. Like that's how,
Right.
I made myself sick. It was so funny. My husband, of course, being the person that he is, the jokester. This was way after. This wasn't. He said he was. I was telling my son what I did because I was just, damn it, I ate way too much. I'm not feeling well. And he said, you see those like movies and stuff where the drug addict laying on the ground and they have like the cocaine spread all around it, but not Pam. It's sugar, and there. She's got sugar and she's snorting the sugar and she's on the ground. You jerk. But yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And the more sugar I had, the more I had to have. My addiction came. I mean, it hit me hard. That is my addiction, is sugar. And woof, I felt bad. Oh, the next day was just not as miserable as if like a hangover, like drinking or something. That's for sure. It's different. I know it wasn't good though.
Yeah. See, a hangover is
But it wasn't hangover. It's a sugar
every
hangover.
person.
Yes.
There is no one thing where you say hangover and
That's true.
how it
Everyone
affects
feels that
everybody.
different. Yeah.
And I've had energetic hangovers that were worse than an
Ooh.
alcohol hangover.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
my alcohol hangovers really weren't that. I really didn't have them.
Right.
Like I didn't get those pounding headaches.
Oh,
Um,
that's what I would get.
I wasn't sick the next morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were hungover.
Oof, I was.
You absolutely had a hangover.
Yeah, it was the nausea and it was just awful. Yeah. I slept all night. Here it is like 80 something degrees or whatever outside. And I have my heating pad on my gut because that's very helpful for me, is to have that to help sort of balance out that nausea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just sweating and it was a bad night.
But at the same time, having to go through that detox,
yes,
helped you to begin to release some of the energy around the wounding.
I agree.
Yeah.
And my Deva kept saying, drink water, drink. I want water. I want more water. So I did actually drink a lot of water, which was very helpful.
Yeah.
She wanted it gone. She's like, you get this out of me. Everything that entails, not just the sugar, everything, all this crap you're holding on to, this pity party, this bullshit, is time to.
Yeah. She wanted it gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not an encouraging note for anybody to do anything in excess to help alleviate wounding.
No.
Not at all.
No.
You know,
energy healing is
this is not to say the next time I get triggered and I have wounding and I want to detox from it, I'm not going to go get drunk so I can go through that detox. No.
There are much less painful ways.
Much less painful ways. And I personally hope that the next time, if this situation in any form comes about, Pam might remember, oh my God, the misery of all that sugar. I think I'm not going to do that this time.
Yes.
Because that is part of the lesson of addiction.
Yes.
Is how much punishment am I willing to put myself through for that moment of relief?
And I got to tell you though, that cherry pie, pie was so, as I was eating it, and then they have these, there's this one, because they're all orchards, right? So everything is berry. They have berry turnovers, berry pies, berry milkshakes, berry, everything. Oh my, and then of course they don't skimp on the sugar because,
well, no,
yeah. Ooh, yes. Ice cream. I had, can't remember what kind of berry ice cream, but that was good too. Like all of this, a big cookie, this, like, oh my God. I look back and think, Pam, no wonder you were the nausea was just something.
Yeah.
It was bad. Bad. Yes. But no, that is not a way to detox. No. There's some Fred's meds that are really, like, if you ever get there's some Fred's meds that are really good for that. I should probably I'm going to write that down right now. Maybe I'll do a nice detox one in that way.
That's a great idea.
Emotional, yeah,
that's a really great idea.
They're not as good. It's not as like coming to one of us to get a detox healing, but it can certainly help.
But it's a good bridge.
Absolutely it is.
Absolutely a good thing to do to get you started while you're waiting for your appointment to come up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously I can't, I can do that for you, but the drumming over, that's one hell of a detox. I wish I could still do those. I just don't, we don't have a space anymore. Yeah. Using my drum and drumming over someone.
Yeah.
At the same time. So it's an energy healing and the drum, and your whole body it shakes everything loose.
It does.
Everything loose.
It does. And I've mentioned this before. That one time I'm on the table and you're drumming over me and you're over my stomach, and the pain.
Yes.
I almost had to ask you to stop. And I just kept getting, breathe, hang in there. This is really letting go. Something's letting go. And
I don't remember what it was that was letting go.
Me either. I just remember the pain.
Yeah.
And then it was gone. And
I remember saying, do you want, as I'm like, I went down to do you want me to stop? And you're like, no, don't. I'm like, okay. Cause I didn't know what it was, but I could just see on her face. Like,
it was bad.
Yes. But those someday I'll be able to do those again. And they are pretty fabulous. But so when you do come up on these times, I encourage you all to be in it without trying not to judge yourself, but that's part of being in it, is you're judging yourself. Mm-hmm. But in a way that just be in it. Allow yourself that time to feel shitty, to feel emotionally broken, to feel like you're just worthless, allow yourself to be there. And it doesn't last forever. Spirit won't let you stay there forever.
No.
You really have, yes, go ahead.
Well, allow yourself to feel worthless without encouraging yourself that you're worthless.
Perfect. Yes.
Feel it, but don't try to get in there and make it worse. Don't manipulate it. Don't do anything with it. Just feel it.
Just allow it to run through you. Yes.
I mean, you don't even have to try to convince yourself otherwise.
No.
Because sometimes by doing that, that negative self-talk it can be another vicious cycle, which we don't need. So just allow.
Yes.
Be.
Just allow. Now, for those of you out there who have like clinical depression or something, you're on medication for, you're on an antidepressant, whatever. Mm-hmm. You better than we know you. We don't want to send you into a spiral of your own or send you to a place that's really harmful. So that would be something for you to discuss with your counselor. Like make an appointment. If you get there, make that appointment with your therapist and go be with your therapist and talk it through.
Yes.
Because that's, we're not, this is different than.
And I think that holds true for anybody who has a counselor.
Yes, absolutely.
Therapist. Anybody, make that phone call.
Yes.
Call them first, message us second.
Yeah.
Because talk therapy and all of its different ways.
Yep.
They can be extremely beneficial. And what we do is an addition to that can be life-changing.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot get out of it. We're human. We're here to feel the depths of those emotions and the depths of kind of that, I don't want to say hatred for ourselves, but
sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That very low, almost no worth that we can feel. Yes. So, and it is worth it. And I know I'm going to come out of this. I'm already coming out. Before we started, Mari-Lyn helped me release a bunch of stuff. Didn't get a lot of clarity or visibility even at the moment. Yet it was enough to let go so I could do this podcast. And then, as you noticed, as I was sitting here, the visibility was coming. And that's because I did get help from Mari-Lyn. Thank you, MM.
Or what?
But, whoo, it's a shit show down there.
Wounding is no joke, man.
No, sir.
Humaning is hard. And getting through the other side is so amazing. So amazing.
I think I'd like to bring something up here that we were just discussing. So we are thinking about doing a workbook. Doing a workbook for people to help with a daily, weekly, monthly routine in the spiritual teachings that we do. This is our spiritual teachings. And I just felt like I needed to say that out loud. And we have 2 decks of oracle cards that we've been working on. And we're thinking about really doing something with them. We've talked about
moving forward with those. Yeah.
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 And so one is the one I actually have in my hand it's more of an advice kind of, it's pretty funny. It's the one that has actual dirt nap in it, which is when I asked, what do we talk about today? And one of them was dirt. And it was like, shit. Spirit wants me to talk about me today and talk about what I've been going through. And then our full just TCS, the normal verbiage that we use.
Yeah.
So we have some things in the works. We have some things in the works. And I think that I don't know what to call it, journal. I'm not a big journaler, but but it helps you day by day. There'll be some affirmations. There'll be some, if you're both, whether you're a client or not a client, this is what you can do today to get yourself moving in the morning. Getting grounded, and then sort of building on that. And we think we would do maybe like just a 3-month one. So we talked about a year, but that feels daunting. Like, oh my God, I have to do this for a whole year. Not happening.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 months, being able to commit to trying something new for 3 months is, gosh, not bad. 3 months goes by so fast.
It really does. And we'd break them down month to month. And whenever you start, so you start the 5th of 1 month, you go to the 5th of the next month. Like it would just be your own pace, your own time that you get it. And just help people learn to commune with spirit every day, that we are more spirit than we are human. And how do we get through that? And how do we move through that? Well, give you something sort of right here and now and in your hand.
Something 3D to help you. And, when you have that physical piece to hold and to look at, you can really see, number one, your progress. Number two, maybe I need to take myself a little more seriously.
Yes.
Or maybe not more seriously, but into more account. Maybe I need to work a little more towards myself.
Accountability.
When I said taking myself more seriously, that that felt bad.
Yes.
That felt really bad. But putting myself more first.
Yeah.
And
being accountable for your life.
Yeah.
That really is the spiritual journey. It's healing, of course, is number one.
Yeah.
And through that healing is you learn to take accountability.
Yeah. Being an active participant.
Love that. Yeah, I want to write that down.
Yeah.
That if it's not on one of our cards, it has to be. And
that notebook or journal or whatever its title ends up being, really can help with that interaction with yourself.
Now, for those of you who are like me and journaling is not something you enjoy doing, Fred gave me a really clear picture of it doesn't have to be like paragraphs. It can just be a few words. It can just be, hi, I checked in today. Like it's just something to be accountable for yourself for that day.
Yep.
And then you can see the progress as you look back. Oh, look, I didn't write a bunch, but look. And then also maybe in there, have some pages for dream journals, or for those of you who really get, like my husband, they're not just dreams. He knew when our daughter-in-law was going to be pregnant. Like when he says, oh, I dreamt something last night, I'm always like, okay, I'm ready. It's always like predictive. And he says, yeah, I dreamt. Yeah. I remember him saying, we were like 8 months away we were all taking a vacation together. We were going to go to Utah and go to Arches, and it was Moab. It's beautiful. Anyway, and he said, she was pregnant in the dream. It's like, okay, she was not pregnant yet. When we went, she was pregnant. Like the man it's like when he says he had a dream. Anyway, always so jealous of that. But those are things where you could write those things down.
Yeah.
And then look back later. And yeah, so yes, we're going to do that. And it's going to be fabulous.
It is.
Oh, just have to do it now. Maybe that's why I had to say it out loud to everyone. So So I would do it. So please leave a comment, by the way. And you just
Yeah.
have to say yes or no. Like, I wouldn't use that. Or great idea.
Or yes, how soon will it be out?
Yes. Yes. Or if you have some great ideas for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd really like a journal that had this in it. And we already have lots of ideas down. So it might be an idea we already have, and it might not. And we're very open to that. So hearing from people.
Yeah, that would be great.
About what they think. Yeah. So.
Yes.
Woo-wee. Yes.
And it's exciting.
Yeah. So, and like I said, in our Oracle decks, there are 2 of them. One of them is just pretty much mine. And then the other one is Mari-Lyn and I is the TCS, TCS one. The one that's just sort of, it is mine. It is
yours.
It is mine. It's all my
stuff. Ownership, lady.
Yes, I know. What is
Own it.
With me? Stop it.
Own it.
Stop it. Own it. Yes.
Own it.
That should be one of them.
Yes. Yes, it should. Own it.
There is one card in there, and I'm going to say it because it's so funny. So we still had a space. And these are I just bought some blank cards and I just wrote on them. That's all that is at the moment. That's as far as I've gotten. And for years though. Anyway, we were doing something and Mari-Lyn was kind of, I can't say whining, but you were like,
I was whining.
Okay, you were whining. You were whining. And so I grabbed the deck and I was like, Spirit, what do you got for her? And the card, I mean, it flew way up into the air and fell on her. And we flipped it over and it was just shut up in color. So and we died laughing. It was the funniest thing.
It was hilarious.
She was told in no uncertain terms, you're just whining. Just stop. Just shut up, man. You got to be tired of listening to yourself by now.
Just stop. Yeah.
Oh, we died laughing. That was one of the funnier ones that
was.
Yeah. So it's pretty
visibility, clarity, all of it all at the same time.
Yes. So that's that type. It's pretty to the point and tells you like it is.
It does.
It little very much me, I think, in some ways. But anyway, okay. Whew. Is there anything else we want to talk about today? I kind of feel like we're not done, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to talk about. Do you feel that, or do you feel done?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
For those of you, I want to reiterate this again. It's on Fred's meds. And I know you guys, I know there's a few of you out there that just rolled your eyes. Fred, I write the title. He helps me with the title, and it's always vague, and it's not always what you think it is when you read the title.
It's not.
There are meditations where there aren't many views, and I know it's because of the title. You look at the title and go, I don't need that. Trust me, you do. The reason he doesn't want to give away everything because that puts expectation in your head. And he doesn't want you to have those expectations. He wants you to be open enough to go through the meditation without that. Without the expectation. So that's why the titles are the way they are. They're pretty vague. And they'll give you a little bit, like the one last week, I don't remember, giving yourself grace or something. Or something like that.
It was a surprise to me.
Yeah. Yes.
It was fabulous.
So.
But not quite what I was expecting.
No.
And I didn't know better.
And it never is.
Right? I know better.
Yes. Yeah.
I have our sessions have come to an end for now, but she allows Fred to tell her which one to listen to.
Beautiful.
couple of times
There's
a
a
week.
lot. There's what, 40 something of them,
45?
46 now.
46.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Okay, so this last one, give yourself grace and forgiveness.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're walking into with that. That has really low for Fred's meds, it has a lower view count. And it's not that feels so heavy.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna, and then people might, well, I don't have anything to forgive myself for, or whatever. Like, I don't know where you go with that, but trust me and do it anyway. Even if you don't get what you're expecting or whatever, there's still meditations. You're still giving yourself an opportunity to relax, to clear your mind, to allow spirit to work through you, to get grounded, to get connected,
Yep.
to ease your anxiety, to, it still does all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really worth it. Don't pay too much attention to the title. Just every Sunday they come out.
Do it.
Just do it. Just
do it.
Yeah.
Just pick one and do it. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
sorry you're scared. Do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Right?
I love that.
So
Yes.
I felt that important to say, because I think sometimes that's what happens. They'll look and you go, I don't want that. Yeah, you do. And it may not, most of the time, it's not going to be what you think. Yes.
In those ones that you really go, oh, I don't want that. No, I really don't know. I'm not. No.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one you need.
Yeah.
The more resistance you have to doing one.
Yes.
The more it is exactly what you need.
Exactly.
That
is truth right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The ego knows.
Yeah. The more you resist means that you want. It's like when I'm not a teacher. I'm not going to be a teacher. That's it. Fred, stop telling me I'm a teacher. I'm not a teacher. Yes, I'm a teacher.
You are a teacher.
Right. But it's that same kind of thing. We immediately, and we don't realize we're doing it either. That thing that you're resisting is exactly what you need. Exactly. So y'all, you need to do them anyway.
Yes. Image denial.
Image denial. Yes. Go there, sister.
I am writing down resisting. Resisting that thing that you are.
Yes.
Resisting. I mean, even if it's around healing, if you're resisting healing, you're resisting the wounding that is taking over your life.
Yes.
That image of being wounded. We don't want to admit we're broken.
Hell no.
We are. We have wounding.
That's the biggest mask people wear.
The things that we do. The things that we do are not who we are.
Right.
That's not just, people will say it. Oh, that's just who they are.
Right.
No.
No.
That's behavior that comes from wounding.
Mm-hmm.
So we can resist the.
Hey, everyone. We just froze. We'll be back as soon as we unfreeze.
Yes, we will. I wonder if that was by design.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because I was saying we can resist the image of being that wounded person, but we also can resist the image of being that magnificent person.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And we can do that image denial around ourselves, around our families, our upbringing, our workplace, our partners.
And so we just got froze, right?
Yeah.
That is exactly what we do to ourselves. We freeze ourselves in that time and space, and we don't move from there. We don't.
Wow.
When we wear those masks, when we choose to be perfect, when we look the other way on our image, or what is the term that you use? Image denial. When we deny our image, when we deny it, we get stuck. We're stuck. We're totally frozen. We're not growing. We're not moving. We're not succeeding. We're not doing anything. You cannot live with a mask like that.
Right.
You cannot
in
grow.
Both directions.
Yes.
You can't wear that perfect mask. You also can't wear that mask of I'm a worthless piece of shit. I got nothing to offer.
Right.
And not do that. That is not living. That's not living.
It's not living. Not living. So I have so this just popped in as a sort of whatever. So my husband's she's his right arm at the office, right? And we're, as you all know, because I talked about it, we're hiring someone new. It's just a part-time person.
Right. And
so I don't want to give away her name. I don't want to say too, but anyway, she had knew someone who had just worked part-time at a bank, fit the profile of what we wanted. She just wants to work part-time, yada, yada, yada. So she talked to her, and the lady was like, yeah, okay. So she talked to my husband on the phone, made a date to come in for an interview. The night before the interview, she was calling the right arm or texting and saying, well, I need to back up. So she was saying, well, my husband makes so much money, I don't have to work full time. So part-time is good. And I just like having, blah, 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 blah. And so the right arm was like, that's perfect. Great. Okay. And they had worked together before. So she knew she liked her. The night before the interview, she was texting the right arm asking, well, how much does it pay? And asking all these questions. And of course, red flags were coming up. So the next day before the interview, she texted the right arm. She didn't call my husband. She texted the right arm and said, well, I have a flat tire. I guess I can't make it. And what I think was her mask was going to come off. She made a big point of, I only have to work part-time. I just do it because I'm like, my husband makes all this money, and I this sort of, and so that's what just came in now. So had she taken that job, clearly she was scared to take it. Clearly. There was something going on there, and her mask would have been taken off.
Yeah.
So see, and my husband, and I can say this with all assurity and all kinds of is an amazing boss. Everyone that works for he's generous and he's kind. He's not a micromanager. Like, he's really, really a good boss. And but see, so it kept her from really moving forward.
Absolutely.
She kept that it scared her that mask was going to come off. That it scared the hell out of her when she realized, oh shit, the right arm's going to know the truth about me now. Yeah. So see how it really, and we get ourselves into those situations. It's not like I've never been there before. When I was younger, you always try to act so perfect and everything great and
completely self-imposed.
Oh, yes. And how many relationships have we seen where the wife is always going on and on to how wonderful their husband is and this and that, and next thing you know, they're divorcing. I can't tell you. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, they're trying to prop it up. They're trying to make it look something that it just totally is not.
That it's not. Yeah.
And that's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I totally took over that. Do you have more to say about image denial?
No, but that was a perfect story of what it is.
Yeah.
I think, excuse me. I think we could talk probably from a long time on image denial.
Yeah.
Because it goes in so many different directions.
We've all done it. We've all known people who've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm not being judgmental. I'm really not, because been there. Like I remember being like, I've done it. And I remember being in that place where I felt that I had to look so perfect. And y'all know I'm not. I am so not perfect. No one is.
No one is. No one is. And the other side of that image denial, though, is when we don't allow ourselves to step into the best version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Man, over the spring, I was in some serious image denial. Serious image denial. And you helped me through it. Spirit helped me through it. I helped myself through it. That was a real team effort. My husband helped me through it.
2024 has been no joke, man. I
No.
don't know what's going on, but it's really shaking us up.
Yeah.
And thank God. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah.
We have to be shooken up. We have to just shake it out.
In my experience so far,
yes,
I have a lot of life experience to put behind the past 6 months of this year. This year has been intense with the wounding, with the healing. There is like an equilibrium that's happening within this year. And I've seen it in other people, not only in myself.
And I can say hallelujah.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is how you got to shake off the old shit. You've got to dust it off. You have to get rid of.
And I think when you're through this cycle that you're in, once you're on the other side of this, you're going to agree that the healing piece is bigger than normal.
Oh, I'm sure. This is not a pleasant one. Not that they're ever really pleasant, but there's some that are more unpleasant than that. This is a really unpleasant one. I'm healing some old trauma around not being good enough. I'm getting clarity on what actually is, where I stand within that. What is that they're showing me right now? It didn't look the way I wanted it to. I have to get over that. Like I have to move past that because I have been given everything I've worked hard for. I've been whatever I have co-created with spirit. Everything that I asked for. Everything. I've got and look at me sitting here at a freaking pity party because it doesn't look the way I want it to look. Well, get over yourself. Just get the hell over yourself.
And as you know, there is a little bit more to it than just simply getting over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, I have to get to that point to then go, okay. Like I have to start smelling myself and it smells bad. So it's time to shower. You know what I mean? Like it's time at some point. Getting sick of yourself is a good place to be.
Yeah.
And you're pulling yourself out of it. You're pulling yourself up. Time to get moving. Time to heal this shit. I don't like it. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like going to the depths of that grossness. Yes. Yeah. So, anywho. Yeah. That's where I am. So, yeah. All right. Do you feel done?
I think we're done.
I think we're done too.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for being here. If you want
Thanks
to
for
know
your
more
support.
about all of our services and our everyone on the website has been a student of mine and has raised up to being in the professional realm, and they have their own services. Check those out. Humans, animals, even readings, healings,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts of
Yeah.
wonderful things. So all the
All kinds
development.
of things.
Mhm.
Don't forget the paranormal page, the
Oh
development
yes.
page. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yep. And it's tcseverydaypsychics.com.
Certainly is.
Yes. And you can reach out through the website.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Take care.
Good to see ya.
Bye.
Bye.